Hi there, I'm Samantha Savage, a Customer Success Manager at Quartzy, and I'm going to walk you through the process of placing an order with Quartzy at University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. At UNC Chapel Hill, you can actually place Quartzy orders and check out right in the application with your purchasing card. The first step is to ensure you have the correct payment method chosen for your account, and to do this, we'll need to navigate to your lab settings. You'll click this tiny caret in the left-hand corner and browse over to the lab that you'd like to edit. You'll click the gear icon here. We'll navigate to the furthest right tab, Lab Settings, and we'll scroll down to this section that talks about the lab's preferred payment method. Here you'll want to choose credit card. You can then click Save Changes, scroll back up to the top, and click this Home button in the left corner. Then we'll browse to our request module here, and I'll start by adding a request for my lab. So I'll click this Add Request button. That will take me to the lookup section. So you see first I can search by all products and I can freely search, or I can search by vendor and catalog number. So if I'm not sure what product yet I want to purchase from which vendor, I can freely search here by clicking Enter. My first option that will pop up is anything found in my request history. This might be something that you've ordered previously. The next section is anything that Quartzy can source for you for the product. You'll see a breakdown of the different unit sizes, the unit price. You can hover over the details section to view any information about how the item might ship and when it will be available and received. You can click on this icon here to open it in the shop and view our product page. So if you want more details about the item or you'd like to navigate to the vendor site, you can do so within the shop product page. You can also scroll over here and see a full shipping breakdown. This information will be as accurate as possible based on what the vendors might provide us. So if an item is drop shipping from a partner warehouse, this information will be reflected in Quartzy. If the item is shipping from a fulfillment center, from Quartzy's fulfillment center, we do have one on the East Coast in Pine Brook, New Jersey, to best serve our customers over there. So you'll see a shipping estimate based on your location. So let's navigate back to our request. Here, if we click the Add Details caret, you can see where you can add additional details about the request. So if you want to mark an item urgent, you can do that here and add a need by date. You can also associate this item with a specific type, so you can categorize your requests. So if I know I want to classify this as a tissue culture item, when the item comes into the lab and I mark it received, it will automatically populate in this type within my inventory. Here I can add a grant ID from the drop-down, or I can fill in a brand new one. If I have a different grant I'd like to track this item under, I can just add this as a field, add the value, and then it will appear in my request. You'll also see that we have placeholders for URL, requisition number, and PO number. Those might be relevant to you if you're purchasing from another vendor. And then lastly, you see we have a notes field here. You can track a request specific to the given information you like to track. So maybe for this RPMI, I want to track it for my CMV project within this grant here. I can add that as a searchable field. So when I'm in my request module, I can search the notes fields. I can use the grant ID as a filter. So grant ID filter, notes are searchable. And then lastly, you'll see this upload file option. If you do receive a quote from another vendor and you'd like to include it on your request, or maybe there's specs or sequencing data that you want to track associated with a request, you can upload it here. As we scroll down, you'll see there are some additional options here when choosing and shopping for requests. you'll have available from other vendors. So to reorient you, I'm searching freely for RPMI. So you'll see various vendors that have RPMI available. You'll see Sigma. If for some reason the request that you're interested in placing is not showing up, you can always use our request form here and fill out the information. For purposes of showing you how to purchase from Quartzy as a vendor, I'm going to choose this option here and go ahead and place my request. And the item will now appear in my approved tab. You see that I marked this item urgent, so now it has this red flag here with my need by date. Quartzy offers free shipping on orders greater than $199, so I'm going to add a few more items to my new tab to get me up to that threshold, and then I can place my order. So say I do know my vendor and catalog number I'd like to purchase from, can enter that information here. If there's a vendor that you're interested in purchasing from that doesn't immediately show up here, you can always add them manually as well. So if I'm interested in purchasing this item and Quartzy can't source it, we'll offer you any equivalent products that we have available. So you see here that Quartzy is offering this Quick DNA Mini Prep Plus kit. I can compare the specs side by side and decide if that's an item I'd like to purchase. We do have a team of scientists, they're called life science product specialists, and they compare these products and pull various specs. If you have any questions about a product, you can always reach out to our team by clicking this Ask a Scientist button, and it will connect you to our support team. I can also browse for additional products, and you see can also compare specs on other products. I can also scroll down here and find the item that I specifically requested, and I can add that item. If I do that, I'll click Add Request, and you'll see the item will pop up in my new tab. In addition to the lookup area where you can see Quartzy's quotes, this will also show up if you've added an item that we can provide a quote for in your new tab. So you'll see it shows up as this green quote here, and it does note that it's an equivalent item sold, not the exact same product. And you can then accept the quote here. That will flip over to Quartzy being the vendor here, and you'll see that the catalog number and the manufacturer has changed. If for some reason you would like to change it back to your original request, you can always click this See Original Request button, switch it back, and it will switch back to an editable field here. You can also do that with items that you freely searched. So here you see that things are grayed out and you don't have that switch back to original request. If you click this More caret here, you can change vendor, indicate the reason, and then the fields will then be editable. I'm going to go ahead and accept the quote. So when an item is being sourced from a Quartzy fulfillment center, you'll see this little box icon. If you hover over, you can see what this indicates, but it does indicate that the item is going to ship from a Quartzy fulfillment center. You can also view any receive, buy, or shipping information here. So the other way you can add requests from Quartzy is by viewing the shop. So I can freely shop for anything available that Quartzy can source for me. So we do have over 10 million products from more than 1,800 leading life science brands. So I'm going to search for something like donkey serum. I'm going to free search so I can look at all of Quartzy's options. And you'll see here, this is how it's indicated in the shop whether an item is shipping from Quartzy or drop ship. So you'll have this ships from Quartzy section here noted, or if that's missing, that means the item is going to ship from a partner warehouse. You'll have all your estimated delivery information over here on the right-hand side and any noted information about how it will ship. If an item needs to ship overnight on dry ice, those handling fees will be transferred to the customer. If you'd like to filter by items that we ship from our Quartzy Fulfillment Center, you can use this toggle here. And you can also use the filters to look for maybe a specific manufacturer. If I know I want to order this item from Sigma, I can filter the list just to look at those items. I can click on the product page to get additional details. And for some products that the vendor provides us information for, we can also get spec sheets and provide SDSs. I can add items to my cart from the shop by clicking add to cart, or you can click to add them to your request module. We also have this note that will pop up if the same item was requested recently to avoid any duplicate orders. You can still go ahead and add request. So now to view all of my requests, I'll navigate back to my request module. And once I've approved these orders, they will populate in my cart. So I'll click update status and I can mark them approved. Now you see they've transferred over to my approved tab and they're in my cart. I'm going to navigate to my cart. And you see I have a collection of all of my items in my cart. If you ever want to move something out of your cart or save it for later, we have buttons here. So you can click save for later, and you can also move it back into the cart. You can change quantities in the shopping cart as well. So you see that I'm not quite up to that $199 threshold for my subtotal. So I'm gonna change some values here to get me up to that threshold. Can also go back to the shop and add more things to get me up to that total. Here is where you'll see that handling fee. That's for the donkey serum that has to ship on dry ice. You see that here, must ship overnight. And then if you click the see details, you'll see the breakdown of where that additional handling fee is coming from. You'll see that I'm getting free standard shipping. And now I can complete my order by checking out. I'll click checkout. It'll take me to the first section of adding my shipping address. You can add your address here and you can save it for future orders. Be sure to add in any department information, and for your organization, it's best to put your university name here so we can associate with your PO and the shipping companies can best find your organization. We'll go ahead and click continue. And then here's where you enter your credit card information. You can save the card for future orders. This credit card information is solely associated with your user account. No one else can use your card to purchase, even if they're affiliated with your lab. This next section is for your billing address. You can also click the same as shipping. And then lastly, there's a field if you have specific reference numbers you want to include. For purposes of showing you the demo, I'm going to check out with PO so I can show you what the order confirmation looks like, but you'll be using that credit card option. I'll click continue. I have one more opportunity to fully review my order, compare and ensure I have the right shipping and payment addresses and information. And then here I can add additional order notification emails. The default is going to be the person who requested the item, and you can add additional emails if you'd like them to receive updates about the order. Once I click place order, that's sending my order out to Quartzy to start processing, and I will receive this order notification of confirmation. Here you see the QY number. This is your order confirmation number. Keep that handy if you want to check into status updates or contact Quartzy support about anything within your order. If you need to contact us for any reason, you can reach out to orders@quartzy.com, or you can call us at this phone number here, 855-QUARTZY. You can view your full purchase history by going to your purchase history. You can see all of the items that you've purchased from Quartzy with their associated order numbers. You can also navigate back to the home page and view your requests within the ordered tab. We'll provide you updates automatically within your requests. So as the orders have confirmation numbers assigned, tracking, or invoices, we will associate them here with the appropriate request. Quartzy does not send invoices or charge your card until the items have shipped. If you have any questions about orders or things within Quartzy, you can always click the Ask a Question button, and you can reach out to our team. Please be sure to include that QY number if you're asking about an order. That concludes the tutorial on how to purchase from Quartzy at UNC Chapel Hill. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.